we need to learn Python and Django framework. Okay, so Django, if not completing also, no problem. At least minimum basics you need to know about the Django framework. Okay, so like 1 or 2 projects, why we are doing migration, migrate, how to run the server, and how to create the project application, like basic things. If you know enough about that one, so then we can develop the Django framework. Okay, and yesterday I said so only Python and Django you are learning. So when you are starting your projects, companies, only 70% project only you can develop. Okay, 70% project you can develop. So remaining 30% how we are developing means by using the REST API we are developing. Okay, so 70% is Django and 30% is the Python. Okay. For that, yesterday we discussed one diagram also. Okay, so this is the diagram. So here Python and Django 70% code. This code you are developing. So remaining 30% using REST API you are developing. Then only 100% a good product is developing. Okay, then people are interested to use your application. Without REST API, if you are developing only using Django and Python, what is the problem? With REST API, what is the benefit? If you are discussing like that, then we'll discuss one more diagram. Okay. Okay, now I'll show you here one diagram. See here, this is my Django project. So here I am developing the Django. Okay, so using this Django, Django URLs we are developing. You know MVT architecture. You are learning Django MVT architecture. Everybody is learning. Okay, so Django models, views, URLs like this, all you are developing. So using URLs, we are communicating to our application. Okay, so Django related URLs. Every URL having one resource. According to that resource, we are getting the output. So here, this is browser. Okay, so from this browser, I'm sending one request to my Django application. So for example, this is my browser. From this browser, send request to Django. Then I'll get the response into my browser. Okay, client server architecture, nothing but here browser client and our Django application is the server. Are you understanding this one? Okay, now when you are learning Django, this is actually regularly you are doing after developing your Django project. From the browser you are sending URLs and you are getting the response back. No problem. Now here 70% only developing. I told using Django only 70% code only we are developing. Okay, so remaining 30% nothing but REST API. What is the use of that REST API? We'll discuss one more small thing. Okay, so here I have another application. This is nothing but like a Java application. For example, this is my Java application. So in real time, different kind of applications are there. Django application, Java application, .NET applications, like so many variations are there, platforms. Okay, so now, yeah, now I want to connect from my Django application to my Java application. This is my requirements. From Django application to Java, I want to connect, and I want to get the response back. This is the request. This is the request I'm sending, and here I want to get the response back. Okay, so using this Django URLs, from the browser, when I'm sending request, then successfully I will reach to Django application. Okay, so from the browser, when I'm sending a Django URL, I will reach to my Django application, then I'll get output successfully, no problem. But same URL from this Django application to Java application I want to use. So that time if the same URL if I'm sending here, okay, so request nothing but URL only always, request nothing but URL only we are sending always. Wait here. So nothing but here URL. So using this Django URL, when I'm sending request from Django application to Java application, absolutely that is not possible. This communication is not possible. Okay. So using Django URLs, one application to another application, communication is not possible. Then how we are communicating? My requirement is I want to communicate with a Java application, but using Django URLs that is not possible. That's why we are developing the REST API related URLs. Okay, using Django we are developing URLs, and using REST API also we are developing URLs. Okay, so now for this Django project, I'm developing REST API URLs also. Okay, Django URLs plus REST API URLs. Okay, then using URLs from the browser people will communicate, and using REST API URLs from this Django application to Java application successfully communicate. Are you getting this one? So now you can communicate this one. Okay, so now this communication is successfully reaching to Java, and we are getting the response back. So that is the actual advantage of the REST API related URLs. Are you understanding, guys? Okay, so one more time, listen. Using Django URL from the browser only people will communicate. Okay, but using REST API URLs from the browser we can communicate, as well as from one application to another application also we can communicate. That is the advantage of the REST API. Okay, so you can take one real-time example. Anything, a lot of examples are there nowadays. In our mobile we are using hundreds of apps. Okay, so for example, Book My Show application you can use. Book My Show application. So from the browser, that nothing but this is my browser. From this browser I'm sending request. Okay, so this is nothing but my Book My Show application. Here, this is my Book My Show application. I'm taking like this is my Book My Show application using Django technology I'm developing. Okay, and this Java, by using Java technology I'm developing the bank application, just assumption like that. Okay, using the Java technology bank application I'm developing, using Django technology Book My Show application I'm developing. So now from this browser, so www dot okay bookmyshow.com, like one URL, just assumption. So www.bookmyshow.com URL when I'm sending that request. So this request reaching to Django project, Django Book My Show application, and you are getting response back. Are getting this one? Okay. Now here all movie theaters names, movie times, all you are selecting, and finally your request back. Okay, I want 4 tickets, I want 2 tickets, like that. Then that request again go to Book My Show application, and via Book My Show application reaching to bank application for paying the money. Okay, so if you want to buy the tickets, you should pay the amount to the bank application. Okay? So nowadays from Book My Show application we are communicating the different kind of banks like SBI, HDFC, ICICI, Andhra Bank, like so many things. Are getting this one? So if you are not developing this REST API, if you are not developing this REST API for your Book My Show application, REST API related URLs, you are not developing, then from the browser, you can send the request to Book My Show, and they are getting the movie names, theater names, all things. But you are unable to buy the tickets. Why means you are unable to pay the money. If you want to pay the money, REST API is 100% required. Then only you can reach to bank application, you can pay the money. Are you understanding this one? Okay, assumption, sir. You are not developing REST API URLs. Then what is the problem? Means finally we are unable to book the tickets. So without booking the tickets, we are sending the request to book my service. It's a time-waste process. Okay, you are sending request, you are seeing the date names and the timings, all things, but finally you are not buying the tickets. Okay, not only this one, so many applications. For example, Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm. Nowadays, everybody is going outside and eating some snacks, like in hotels or tiffin centers. Finally, by using Paytm or Google Pay, we are paying money. So from this application to bank application, we are communicating. These all are nothing but using the REST API related URLs. Are you understanding this one? I hope you are understanding what is the actual API. Okay, so when you are learning Django framework, you are developing only this kind of URLs, Django related URLs you are developing. So that time always from the browser only you are sending the request. Okay, so I think when you are learning Django, so from one application to another application, people are not communicated. Only developing the Django related views, URLs, everything, and after running the server from the browser, you people are sending the request and you are getting the response back. That is only you are doing when you are learning Django. Okay, so now in our REST API, okay, in our REST API, from browser to our Django application, we are communicating, as well as from our Django application to another Django application or another Python application or another Java application, like another different kind of applications we can communicate. Okay, so when you are starting our program slowly, one application to another application, how communicating, how we are interacting data, these all things practically we will discuss. Okay, for example, again, one more thing. So here one database is there, sir. This is nothing DB. Any DB like Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, so many kind of databases are there. So this bank application is communicating with this database, okay, and getting the response back. So now from this Django application, I want to send the request to bank application. I want to go to this database. Okay, so everything like this. I want to go to bank application. I want to go to database and then getting data back and then getting here. That data we are getting to here browser. Okay, so that is but API. Go to browser and bank application to browser directly we can do. From one application to another application related data also we can retrieve using the API calls. That is the REST API. Later I will do these all things practically. Okay, these all things. So for example, here also one browser is there. This is nothing but one browser. Okay, so from this bank application to we can communicate. This is directly, but I don't want to communicate here. I don't want to communicate here. From here only I want to communicate this database. Okay, that is nothing but REST API. So these all things again when you are starting concepts wise, so many concepts are there. Concepts wise when you are starting again slowly we will discuss each one clearly. Are you understanding this one? Yeah, thank you. And it said so 100 people if learning Python, only 50% people joining the Django framework, and out of this 50%, 10 to 15% people only joining the REST API. But 50% people learning Django means 50% should be learning the REST API also. Okay, the people who are learning Django, all people should be learning the REST API. Otherwise, the 30% code is missing and your application only possible from the browser communication purpose. So that's why people are unable to, I mean, not interested to use your application. Okay, so you can assumption that what you can, for example, you can take Flipkart, Amazon, you can take. Okay, so REST API you are not developing means after selecting some mobiles or laptops or for online purpose, buying purpose, after selecting, wait, after select any product using Flipkart or Amazon, only we need to pay the money. So you are not developing REST API means you are unable to pay the money. Without paying money, we can't get the product. We can't get the product. So that's why should be developing the REST API also for every Django project. Using Django, that Amazon and Flipkart sites you are developing effectively, more beautifully you can develop. But when you are developing REST API only, that full-fledged project, that is becoming like a 100% good product. That is the process. Are you getting this one? Yeah. So these all documents are slowly I'll share all things after 1 or 2 days. Okay. So all I'm maintaining the PDF files and the text files, everything I'm maintaining. So all you're going to get. So when you are reading day to day, so more beautifully you will understanding, no problem. Are you getting this one? Okay. So now these points we discussed. Okay. And one more point. So advantages of REST API. Advantages of REST API. So before that, why we should learn REST API means till now we discussed. Okay. So REST API is providing so many ready-made modules, ready-made classes, ready-made functions. Because of these all ready-made classes functions, automatically we are getting a lot of code. We are doing only little bit part and more things we are getting ready-madely, not like Django. REST API is all ready-made you are going to get. That's why nowadays this REST API is going to more popular. Are you getting this one? Okay. So olden days, before REST API, using pure Django also, we can do that communication. We can do that communication. Okay. But nowadays, after REST API came, after REST API came, all people are using REST API only. Why means less lines of code we are writing, not more lines of code. Okay, using Django, hundreds of lines code we need to write, but using REST API, only less lines of code we are writing. Okay, now let's see points. All no problem. What is what I'll give. So browsable API. I said yesterday browsable API. Anybody? What is a browsable API? Okay, so browsable API means from the browser, we can send a request. Okay, wait. Wait, guys. So browsable API means now this is my browser. So from this browser, employee number. Wait. Employee number. For example, one employee number I'm typing. The employee name. Okay. For example, Ramu I'm typing. Employee salary. For example, 10,000 I'm writing. Okay. So here, what database here? This is nothing but database. So, for example, these all are like buttons. Okay. So here one send button also there. Send button. Okay. So when you are clicking this send button, this all data I want to store here database. I want to get back. Okay. Like this, these all things using Django, you are developing after developing templates. You are doing all things. But so this is one browser. This browser I am using these all things presentation. So using Django framework, if you are not developing the templates means only from the browser, get operation only possible, sir. From the browser, when you are sending request, directly you are going to database, you are bringing the data back. What is available in database, that is only you are getting back. So that is nothing but normal browser. Okay. So if you want to create some data into DB, update, delete, like everything, if you want to do, then you need to develop the presentation templates code you need to develop. Okay. But REST API is providing browsable API concept, nothing but without developing a single line of presentation code. Directly we can do total operation with database. You can create, you can get, you can update, like anything you can do. That is we are calling browsable API. That feature is automatically available using Django REST framework. Okay, when you are starting our programs, first when you are seeing output, you will understand that is more clearly. Okay, so that is the browsable API part. Okay, next, no need of templates. Already I said. So if you want to do CRUD operation, presentation not required. Presentation not required means templates not required. That is the no need of templates. Okay, so writing less lines of code. Total presentation you are not developing means automatically coding lines also reducing. Okay, not only that one, so many things automatically you are getting. That's why less lines of code you are developing. Okay, and Django REST framework providing built-in modules, classes, so many things. It is providing automatically available inbuilt. So without writing a lot of lines code, we are going to use those ready-made modules or classes, and we are saving the lot of time. Okay, and so because of these all ready-made modules classes, automatically we are saving the time. Am I right? So time saving and also cost saving. Okay, so time saving means, for example, one project you are developing 3 months, same project within the 2 months you are developing, remaining 1 month cost of the project is saving. Okay, so that is possible using the REST API. Your time saving, cost saving, and more lines of code reducing means automatically performance is increasing. Am I right? Performance increasing. Okay, so performance increasing means, so people are interested to use our application. So just assumption, sir, Facebook account you are using. Okay, so you are sending Facebook your username, password you are sending, you want to use that Facebook account. Okay, if immediately you are getting a response back, then you are interested to use that one. But now you are sending request, after 2 hours your page is opened, then are you interested to use that Facebook? No, 100% people are losing our interest and going somewhere and doing some work. Okay, so that is the performance also one of the main role. So using REST API, our application is going to get high performance. Okay, so like a lot of benefits are there because of ready-made modules, time saving, cost saving, performance increasing, like this. And less lines code you are writing means automatically complexity also reducing. More lines writing means understanding is more problem. This is the reasons. Okay, and inbuilt serializer support is there. Later we will discuss more clearly about serializers. Okay, so serializer is the like a human being heart. Okay, in REST API serializer is like a human being heart. So one of the main role it is taking. Okay, it is converting one type data into another type, like this. So how we are converting like these all things, later we will discuss slowly. Wait some time. Okay, now REST API also providing inbuilt security mechanisms. For example, basic authentication, session authentication, token authentication, like JWT authentication. Yesterday we discussed these all things. Okay, so many it is providing. Yesterday explained. Okay, later when we are starting this particular topic security, each one related one project, how we are providing security, how we are controlling the unauthenticated users, means wrong users. These all things more clearly we will discuss. Okay, next, extensive documentation means if you are taking Java, Python or Django like this, everything having documentation. So when we are reading all the documentation, then you'll get a lot of subject. Same thing about the REST API also we have built-in documentation. So we will get all things about clearly. Okay. Next, without database opening, we can confirm the data state. Okay. Yeah, state means behavior. State means behavior. So without database opening means your database, MySQL database, we are using session. So I have some data in my MySQL database. So I want to see the data. For example, for employee data is there, employee 1, employee 2, employee 3. Fifth employee data I want to store. Fifth employee data I want to store. After storing, really the data is stored or not, I want to see. Then MySQL DB you are open and select star from so and so table like this. All commands you are open. Then you will understanding the really data is stored or not. But I don't want to open my database using my command prompt. So using command prompts, you are executing the commands: make migration, migrate, run server, creating project, application creating, like these all things. Where I am using these all commands, in the same place I want to do some more commands. I will execute some commands. Then automatically we are interacting with a particular database, and a newly created data also we can see. These all things, some commands are there. So slowly when you are starting programs, you will get all the commands. Okay. So your database has a lot of data. Those all data I want to store into one file. Then directly one command is there, sir. When you are executing the command, automatically all our DB data stored into one file, deployed into one file. And same thing, I have one file with a lot of data. This entire data I want to store into database. Again, some commands are there. Then this file, entire file is deployed into particular database. Okay. So these all things, when we are starting program, slowly we will understand it. I'll explain, then you will understanding. Okay. So up to here we discussing lessons. I am discussing these all things means yesterday just to overview I am giving, and today also some new people join. That's why I'm giving all the things. Are you understanding up to here? Okay. Now, so we will discuss some main common words or concepts that we are using in DRF. Sorry, here DRF means Django REST framework. Some people also call as REST API. Are getting this one? Okay. So what we are using regularly names means what is a web API, or what is web services, what is REST API, what is about Django REST framework. Sometimes interview you are getting questions, sir. So tell me something about Django REST framework. Okay, like these are definitions you are getting when you are attending the interviews. First, we will discuss about more clearly these all points one by one, and then we will start our main concepts. Are you understanding this one? Okay. So now API. What is API? Question you are getting, sir. So API stands for Application Programming Interface. API. So this full name is Application Programming Interface. Application Programming Interface. API stands for Application Programming Interface. By using API, we can communicate. Okay, we can communicate with by using API, we can communicate with two applications, from one application to another application. Simply by using API, we can communicate from one application to another application. Okay, so we can communicate from one application to another application. APIs are useful. APIs are using. Okay, so sometimes what is API? Everybody is asking. Some people are telling like this. So if you want to communicating from one application to other application, we required one interface, nothing but mediator. From one application to another application, we required one mediator. That mediator is nothing but API we are calling. Are you understanding that one? That mediator is API. For example, you can see here, I have two applications. Okay, so this is Django application and this is a Java application. Okay, so I want to communicating between these two applications. Then I need one interface. That interface is nothing but, for example, here we required one interface. So via this interface, we are communicating to this app to app. So that is nothing but API. We are calling API. Are getting this one? So Django application to Java application, communication purpose, we required interface one mediator. That mediator is nothing but API we are calling. So in our REST API is nothing but URL, sir. Universal Resource Locator, URL. Okay. So universal resource locator means every URL is having one particular resource. Okay. So for example, www.facebook.com. On Facebook page you are getting, not Gmail page. Okay, www.gmail.com, Gmail page only you are getting. YouTube.com, YouTube page only you are getting. Means every URL is having one particular resource. When you are sending that URL, you are going to get that particular resource as an output format. Getting this one? So this is nothing but API. Are you understanding API definition? Okay. Now this is one application and this is one application. App to app communication purpose API is required. Okay. As a human being, myself as a human being. So from one human being to application purpose, GUI is required. For example, here GUI. GUI stands for graphical user interface. Okay. So graphical user interface is required. For example, this is the one GUI. One human being is there. One human being is there. Assumption. Okay. So this person is using this GUI, person communicating with the particular application, and you are getting the response back. That person can see that output. Okay, so human being to application, we required GUI, graphical user interface. But one application to another application, if both are applications, then require the API. Are you getting this one? So this is about the API. Okay. Okay. So next, second one is Web API. What is Web API? Okay. So here we have so many kind of applications, static applications, web applications like this. So static application means the applications which are working, okay, which are working without internet, okay, without internet. The applications which are working without internet, we are calling static applications. Are you getting this one? Okay. With internet only working some applications. With the internet only. Then we are calling web applications. Are you getting this one? So you can see, sir, in your mobile, hundreds of apps are there. Some apps working without internet. Some apps working with internet only. For example, without internet, like calendar, alarm, okay, Excel sheet, like job things without internet working. These things, these applications we are calling static applications. And web applications means, for example, Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, Paytm, Google Pay. These all things are with the internet only working. Okay, so these applications we are calling web applications. Okay, so for static application purpose also APIs are required. For web application purpose also APIs also required. Okay, so that's why if anybody is asking what is a web API, the APIs which are developing, okay, the APIs, which are developing, the APIs which are developing for web application purpose, web application purpose. Okay, the APIs which are developing for web application purpose, then those APIs we are calling web APIs. Are you understanding this one? The APIs which are developing for web application purpose, those APIs we are calling web APIs. Okay, so these APIs expressly developing for web application purpose. With the internet only, these are working. Are you understanding this one? Okay. Sometimes web APIs also called as web services. Okay, web APIs also called as web services. Web services. So previously also one student got this question, sir. The person knows what is web API. In interview, the person got what is a web service. Okay, so nothing but both are same. Simply you can change a little bit answer. The APIs which are developing for web application purpose, we are calling web API. Now I'm asking web service. Okay, the services which are developing, the services which are developing for web application purpose, then we are calling web services. Are you understanding these definitions? Guys, am I going fast? Okay. Now, so nothing but same diagram, sir. For these all definitions, we can interacting same Django application, Java application. For example, my Django application is I'm considering like a web application. Okay, this Django application purpose I'm developing this API. Okay, I'm developing this API. Then using this API, then Java people can communicate with my Django application. Okay, so that's why we are calling this is a web API. Are you understanding that one? Okay. Now, most important one, REST API. REST API. Okay. So different kind of APIs are available. API, web API, API, SOAP APIs, like so many things. That's why we are going to discuss particularly REST API. This is our main content. Okay. So here REST stands for, REST is having full name. Okay. REST stands for representational state transfer. Okay, so here it means total this one, representational state transfer. REST stands for representational state transfer. REST is providing some guidelines. Okay, REST is providing some guidelines. By using this REST guidelines, if you are developing any APIs, then simply we are calling REST APIs. Are getting this one? So using REST guidelines or principles, guidelines, principles are the same. By using REST guidelines or principles, if we are developing any APIs, then we are calling what? REST APIs. Okay, so this is the thing. using REST guidelines or principles. If you are developing any APIs, then we are calling the REST APIs. Again, this one, REST APIs also called as RESTful APIs. REST APIs, RESTful APIs, all are same, or else RESTful web services, all are same. Don't confuse. Okay, yeah. So REST is an architectural style. REST stands for representational state transfer, which is an architectural style. Architecture means planning, sir. Design. Architecture means design. So, for example, you can take one example. So, you are going to construct one new building. Your home you are going to construct, sir. New home you are constructing. Okay. Before starting your construction, we are going to take planning. Okay, we are going to take planning from engineer. So according to that planning, we are going to construct our home. Then finally, successfully, we can make our home. Okay, so without planning, if you are starting your home construction, then different wrong construction is going. Same way, using this REST API guidelines, if you are developing APIs, then those APIs can communicate between the applications. Using those APIs, we can interact between two applications successfully. Otherwise, sometimes some problems will come because of the other APIs. Are you understanding this one? So this is the REST API. Okay. So one more time, can discuss this one. What is API? What is API? Okay. Application programming interface. The API is, if you want to communicating from one application to another application, required one interface that is called API. We required one interface called API. The same API is developing for one web application purpose. Then we are calling web APIs. Web APIs also called as web services. Okay. Now REST API. So REST stands for what? Representational state transfer. Okay. So it is an architectural style, means it is providing some rules and regulations when you are developing the APIs. Okay. So according to those guidelines, we are developing the APIs. That's why those APIs we are calling the REST APIs. Are you understanding that one? Okay. So one more important point is REST APIs. REST APIs are independent APIs. Okay, REST APIs are independent APIs. So independent APIs means, so it is not depending to any others. And REST APIs follows the HTTP protocol. I'll explain. Wait. REST APIs follows the HTTP protocol. HTTP protocol. So HTTP means Hypertext Transfer Protocol. I'll tell later slowly. So REST APIs are independent APIs and REST APIs follows the HTTP protocol. So now we'll discuss. Independent APIs means the APIs which are developing by using one technology. Okay, by using one technology. The APIs which are developing by using the REST guidelines. Those APIs can successfully communicate with multiple applications. Okay, so applications are developing by using different technologies like Java technology, .NET technology, Django, Python technology like this. So using Python technology, you are developing the APIs. Same APIs you can interact with Java applications and .NET applications also. This is nothing but we are calling interoperability. What is we are calling? Interoperability. Interoperability. So sometimes in interview, people are asking, sir, what is interoperability? Okay. So interoperability means the application by using one technology and one platform. If you are developing any API, that API can communicate successfully with another platform, with another technology application without changing any code. That is we are calling interoperability. So we'll discuss one small diagram. Diagram is very, very important. Okay. So interoperability, this is the definition is very important. So this is one application. Totally 3 applications we are taking. Small thing. So this is the Django app. This is the Java app. This is .NET app. Okay. So this Django application is developed within the Windows platform. Okay. On Windows platform, Django application is developed, and Java application is developing by using the Linux platform. Okay. .NET is developing by using the Mac OS or something. Okay. So different platforms: Windows platform, Linux platform, Mac OS. Okay. And technology: Django, Java, and .NET. Okay. So each application together, I want creating Django to Java, Java to .NET, .NET to Java, .NET to Django, like this. Okay. So if you want to do this combination directly, is not possible. Via REST API is only possible. Okay. That is nothing but here API. So this is REST API. Okay. So now here we discussed yesterday clearly. Okay. So why this API applications interacting? Okay. So this REST API is important. So interoperability means this application is developed by using Django technology and Windows platform. So for this application purpose, one API developing here, one API developing API. So this API is communicating with Java application, which is developing the system. Same API communicating with dot application, developing using the Mac platform. Okay. So the API irrespective of platforms and irrespective of technologies will communicate to each other. Then that APIs we are calling interoperability API or independent API. Okay. Are you understand? So what interoperability is nothing but yeah. And why REST API independent API? Next topic is that one. Okay. So developing REST APIs, nothing but which is following the data in the form of which is carrying the data in the form of JSON or in the form of XML. Okay, JSON or XML. I'll tell you about this JSON and XML more clearly. Okay, so simply JSON or XML are unique language we are calling. Okay? So Python language is there, and Java language is there, .NET language is there, like so many languages. These all are normal languages only. Only JSON and XML we are calling universal languages. Okay? What we are calling universal languages? These both are means if the data is available in JSON format or in XML format, then the data can understanding by Java application, by .NET application, understanding by Django application. In entire world, any kind of applications, understanding the data in the form of JSON or XML. That's why we are calling universal languages. Using the REST API guidelines, if you are developing APIs, then the APIs internally carrying the data in the form of JSON. Do you understand that one? So REST APIs carrying the data in the format JSON when communicating with one application to another application. That's why that JSON data can easily understanding by other application. That's why we are getting the output successfully. Okay. So you can assume here Django relate Django nothing but Python internally Python data types we are using. So Python keywords, Python data types, way of writing code is totally different. Java keywords, Java data types, and way of writing code is totally different. So when you're communicating to two applications, so memory sizes, data all are different. That's why I'm unable to understand. Okay, so to make the communication possible, this Django we are converting into JSON format. Then JSON is understanding by Java. So finally, your request is reaching to Java from Django. Okay, then Java giving response in the form of JSON. Okay, now this JSON response is taken by Django. And finally, you are getting the response back. Are you understand this one? Like this way, we can communicate easily from one application to another application. Are you understanding this one, guys? I hope you're understanding. Okay. So one more point you can remember more clearly. When you are developing Django related projects, there also you are developing URLs. Okay, na? Django related URLs. So Django URLs not carrying the JSON format data. That is very, very important, sir. Sometimes interviews people are asking, if I am using Django URLs, why not communicating? If I am using REST API URLs, why possible to communicating? Can you tell me any reason? Are you getting this one? This is the most important question, sir. Okay, after this topic, we'll bind up this one. Now, so assumption, this is my browser. Okay, now using this browser, request I'm sending, sir. For example, some data, any data, get request or something, get request or post request, like something you are sending from this browser. When I'm sending request to my Django using Django URLs I'm talking, okay, then you are getting the response back. So this is a request and this is the response. Okay, so using sending request, that output we can see here successfully. Okay, so when you are working with Django projects, you are sending requests from the browser, you are getting response and you are understanding. Okay, as a human being we can understand that output. Okay, so this output nothing but internally this output format means a type of data. In Python we know, sir, by using type method what kind of data we can see available. Okay, type of X, type of 10 or type of hello, like this. Okay, so this output nothing but in the form of HTML. Browser displays output in the form of HTML format. That is the default behavior of browser. Okay, as a human being we are understanding that HTML data, no problem. But when you are communicating from one application to another application, HTML is not universal language. JSON is the universal language. So if you are only form of JSON, then only can understanding by Java, then only understanding by .NET. But using Django URLs, what output you are getting means HTML output you are getting. HTML output is not understanding by Java. That's why the communication is, when you are trying to like the communication, you will get big exceptions. So when you are developing our program, you will practice all that. Okay. So to overcome that problem, for this Django application, I am developing separate REST URLs. Okay. Now using REST API, we are getting JSON format automatically. Then that data can understanding by Java. Are you understanding these things? Guys? So in English, simply you can answer that. Using Django REST URLs, when you are sponsor sending to another application, unable to understanding the HTML response. That's why communication is not possible. If we are using API, we will generate the response in the form of JSON. That's why JSON is understanding by other application. So communication is possible. Are you understanding, sir? Question so many for institute only. Okay. So many people attending interviews, they also asked me, sir, this question in interview asked, we given response like this. Like, are getting this one? Yeah. Okay. So this is yesterday I explained, sir, Django REST framework. Okay. Django framework is different. Django REST framework is different, sir. Okay. Django REST framework is an extension of Django framework. Django REST framework is an extension of Django framework. So extension means the concepts which are available, the concepts which are available in Django, all concepts available in REST API also, plus some extra concepts also available. Okay, na? So this is the diagram, sir. Inner circle is the Django framework. Django framework having models, concept, views, templates, URL, some commands. Command nothing but make, migration, migrate, create a project, application, like so many commands. Okay. So like so many things having. For example, render method, redirect method, like these all things. So what concepts available in Django? There's all things available in REST API also. Plus some extra concepts available. Because of those extra concepts, this REST API is getting more popularity. Are you understanding this one? So when you are learning Django, these all concepts you are focusing more and more clearly. So in our REST API, we are not discussing more theoretically about these all points. Models, what is model, what is views, what is templates, like that. Okay, but regularly we are going to use model, views, URLs, all the commands, make, migration, migrate, these all things. Django related commands regularly we are using in our REST API development also. Okay, in our REST API, what concepts, what extra concepts available, about those concepts we are discussing concepts wise more clearly. Are you understanding, guys? So this is about the REST API. Okay. Okay. So now up to here, advantage of the REST API, why we should learn the REST API, what is the importance, and about these all definitions we discussing, sir. Okay. So each definition related theoretically I am maintaining, and the diagrams also I'll forward. So class notes, PDF files also I'll forward, no problem, don't worry. So these all things we discussing up to now here. So tomorrow we will discuss so how many types of web services are there. So majorly we are discussing about the RESTful web services, REST APIs. Same like SOAP based APIs also there. So what is a SOAP based APIs? So what is a RESTful based APIs? In interviews also one question is more important. Why people are learning nowadays RESTful based APIs? Why not SOAP based APIs? Okay, why not SOAP? Why REST only following nowadays? Why RESTful is getting more popularity? These questions asking in interviews. Okay, and JSON and XML differences asking. Why people are not using XML? Why using JSON only nowadays? Okay, these all entry questions are more important. So tomorrow I'll discuss about SOAP based, RESTful based differences, and JSON and XML differences, and JSON format syntax rules and regulations I'll tell. Okay, so in entire our session we are not discussing about the XML more and more, we are discussing about JSON more and more. Okay, why means nowadays all people are using JSON only. Why not XML? Tomorrow you'll get all the differences. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to stop this session, and you can ask any doubts after completing session. Okay, wait.